So good morning, or good evening actually, to all of you who are online. All of the people in the sanctuary are straggling in. So there goes Marcelo. Shabbat Shalom, Maya Hayom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. As you can see, Cantor Norman is away this evening, so you know if you love your rabbi or if you even mildly like him, sing loudly. It is a beautiful day to celebrate Shabbat. It's been so quiet on our campus, even though our early childhood students are not yet on. They go on spring break over Pesach, of course, but our bridge prep children were not here. It was so nice and quiet that the transition between the week and Shabbat doesn't feel quite as drastic. There was just an easing into Shabbat. We welcome Shabbat with the hope that God's angels will accompany us into this space and will accompany us as we go on our way. Shalom Aleichem, page 142. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon. Kadosh Baruch Hu, Roachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So when Cantor Norman's away, if I can get the technology right, that's nothing short of a miracle. What I realized is I loaded the wrong slide deck. So for those of you who are online, you're just going to have to bear with me. And for those of you who are in the sanctuary, I invite you to turn to page 124. We enter this sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to live two lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Now we, in our turn, come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer. Page 131, Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash, sing to Adonai a new song. Page 138, we welcome Shabbat as if we were welcoming a bride, L'chadodi. L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat mekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, ishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad, v'shemo echad, v'shemo tiferet v'ritema. L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat mekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat mekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha, ki mekor habracha, erosh mikedem esucha, sof ma'aseh v'machshavat tchila. L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat mekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat mekabela. Hitoreri, kiva orech uri, shir daveri, kivod alai alaich mikra. L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat mekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat mekabela. We rise, we turn to the door, we welcome the Shabbat bride. Mo'i v'shalom ma'ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, toch emuneh am segula, mo'i chala, mo'i chala. L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat like to light our Shabbat candles tonight? In memory of your mother and Amen. Page 146. We rise for Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed. Page 148. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv ha'ravim. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. May be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lebavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'am v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'aderech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayulatot tafot b'neinecha u'katavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha Leman tiskeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem emet. Page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, We still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there's no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Mi chamocha. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neheda b'kodesh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neheda b'kodesh, no natehilo, osef elem, no natehilo, osef elem. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neheda b'kodesh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neheda b'kodesh. V'ne'emar ki fed Adonai et Yaakov, uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch Ata Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Page 161. Sorry about that. Page 160. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people, Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz ve'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את rise for Amidah. Gibor le'olam Adonai, mechaya kol ata, rab le'oshia, mashiv haruach, umorid hakashem, mechakel chayim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, zohomech noflim berofech olim, umatir ashurim. Kadosh v'shimcha hakadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom, yehallelu chasecha, baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Praised be Adonai for Shabbat and its holiness. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayers. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, shodcha levadcha, be'ir anavod, modim anav. When we behold your heaven, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars you have set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh lehodot. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam. Ki atahu tasim leolam. B'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rab al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rab al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim Prayer for the State of Israel, page 377. Avinu Shabbat Shamayim Tzur Yisrael V'Goalo, O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Be her loving shield, a shelter of lasting peace. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel. And before we take a moment for silent personal prayer, we think about our friends and neighbors, members of our community who are in need of a blessing of healing. On this Shabbat, we are especially thinking about John Brand, Elliot Citron, Mimi Citron, Stephen Friedberg, Rita Gold, Jane Hiller, Abby Hurwitz, Mindy Elizabeth Jones, Susan Jones, Judy Camp, Dee Katzker, Ellie Klein, Roland Crumbine, Sandra Crumbine, Nina Schwartz, Chandela Bad Avraham Besara, Rose Singer, Kevin Webb, Sarah Wolf, Zahara Bat Ayala, and Ohad Ben Ami, and all those who remain as hostages. Mi Shaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzhak v'Yaakov v'Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu Yavarech v'Yira Peh Et Cholim Kodesh Baruch Hu Yamalei Rachamim Alehem V'Lachach Leimam L'Rapotam Al-Hachazikam L'Hachiotam V'Yishlach Bimheira Refuah Shlema Refuat HaNefesh U'Refuat HaGuf B'Tok Shar Chol Yisrael Ashtaba Galav Izman Kari V'Nomar, we say Amen. Take a moment for silent personal prayer. Say Shalom Bimroa Uya Say Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'imru Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael. as we close out this week, we close out the book of Exodus. And over the months since we have began reading the book of Exodus, we've witnessed the relationship between Moses and God evolving and changing. Moses gets introduced at the very beginning of the book. We've got this whole long book about how he changes as an individual and how their relationship changes. He starts, simply as God's shaliach, God's messenger, both in relationship with the Israelites, the Hebrew slaves, and of course to Pharaoh, the Pharaoh of Egypt. But by the end, right, Moses has grown closer to God and has really served as an advocate for the Israelites. He's evolved as a leader, perhaps a little less afraid to stand with and for others. He's been tested, and he's followed God's command. And yet, at the end of Exodus, after we've read all of the myriad of details of the building of the tabernacle gets completed, and we read Exodus 40, starting with verse 33. When Moses finished the work, the cloud covered the tent of meeting, and the presence of God filled the tabernacle. V'lo yachol Moshe lavo el ohel moed. Moses could not enter the tent of meeting because the cloud had settled upon it, and the presence of God filled the tabernacle. Over the tabernacle, the cloud of God rested by day, and fire would appear in it by night, in the view of all the house of Israel throughout the journeys. The cloud covered the tent of meeting, and the presence of the Lord filled the tabernacle. Moses could not enter the tent of meeting because the cloud had settled upon it, and the presence of the Lord filled the tabernacle. How is that possible? Moses, after dedicating years to connecting the Israelites to God, can't enter into the very structure he has helped create for that very purpose. For years, I read this as something of a form of divine punishment. Hey, even you, Moses, all right, cannot be in the presence of God? How is that possible? Rabbi Menachem Creditor, New York conservative rabbi, suggests that if we take a brief glimpse ahead, right, we're at the very end of Exodus, the very next bit, the beginning of Leviticus, might help illuminate a path for us to go forward. The very first verse of Leviticus, okay, after Moses has been told he's not allowed to go into the tent of meeting, Leviticus chapter 1, verse 1, Vayikra, right, the name of the book. And God called to Moses and spoke to him from the tent of meeting. Now there's a peculiarity in the way the scribes write the word Vayikra in the Torah. If you look at it in the Torah, okay, the last letter of Vayikra, which is an aleph, right, is actually written very small, okay, smaller than all of the rest of the letters. Okay, there's a vav, a yud, a kuf, a resh, and then a tiny little aleph. Okay? And one of the explanations of that tiny little aleph, okay, is that originally the Torah was written without spaces between the words. Everything was smashed together. And the aleph got lost. It got lost between the words. And our small aleph, according to that understanding, is the result of scribal, what we'll call tzimtzum, contraction. Okay? The scribes found room, okay, amongst all of those letters to allow that letter to exist. And maybe there's something that we can learn from that. Right? Perhaps we might imagine that the tenor of God's call, Vayikra, to Moses in Leviticus is the result of God seeing Moses' inability to connect at the end of Exodus. Perhaps the small aleph, right, is a physical representation of God contracting God's ani, God's I-ness, right? God's self, right? Just a bit, making God a little bit smaller, consciously making room for God's sacred partner. It's not just that, it's not that God was not allowed, that Moses was not allowed, that Moses was forbidden to enter the tent, but rather because God's presence filled the tent so fully that, as the Hebrew says, and the Hebrew's right there, I don't know why I didn't read it, okay? The Hebrew says, lo yachol. Moses was not able. Right? It's not that he was forbidden to do it. He wasn't able because God, right, had left no room for Moses. And so God contracts. God pulls into God's self, right, so that God can make space for Moses. Now, this is not just a story about God and Moses. I think this is a story about us, and it's a valuable lesson for us, okay? Because we might learn from this model of divine contraction to practice occasionally contracting ourselves to allow others to share themselves. In everyday life, making space for others can create a platform for connection. If we are so fully engaged in ourselves, right, we leave no room for others, there's no opportunity for us to make connection. Right? And let me tell you where I see this. Okay? Go to Publix. Okay? Go to Publix. If it's my mother, tell her I'm busy. Actually, Mom, you're probably watching, so she knows I'm busy. If you go to Publix, right, and you watch the people who are checking out, there are the people who are so full of themselves that they never even stop to say hello to the checker. If you got out of your own head, if you got out of your own phone, all right, and made a little bit of space, just a little bit of space, all right, to engage in conversation, at least say, hello, how are you, right? We create, all right, a connection. And we acknowledge that people are worthy of that connection. That simple act brings us together, right? And it creates an opportunity, right? Now, here's where you want to go second level, right? It's not just about creating an opportunity, all right, for connection, but maybe it's an opportunity to find and express some gratitude. Because I watch people, they go all the way through the line, they don't even engage the person, they take their groceries and they leave. How about a thank you? It's an opportunity for us to express gratitude. And we know that showing appreciation and care for others is essential in building and maintaining relationships. So, my teacher, Rabbi Shai Held from Hadar up in New York, he analyzed a prayer, the morning prayer, Modeh Ani. Right? Modeh Ani, and he talks about the translation helping us show that need for a pause and how it builds gratitude. Okay? Modeh Ani is often translated as, I am grateful. Modeh ani lefanecha. I am grateful before you, God, for returning my soul, and it's in the morning liturgy. Okay, but rather than the colloquial, I am grateful, Modeh ani could be translated as, all right, grateful am I. Right? Now that's not Yoda from Star Wars speaking, okay? But it is that I in myself, all right, am the embodiment of gratitude. As if to suggest there is no self without gratitude. That I don't become fully human, right, unless and until I convey my gratitude to, of course, the one who gave me the gift of life, the gift that I am who I am, all right, and maybe even those around me. We are granted multiple opportunities throughout the day to create spaces of holiness with others and to show gratitude. All we need to do, all right, is shrink our aleph, shrink our I-ness, all right? Psychology, ego, right? Shrink our ego and allow other people into our space. We are going to pick up our prayer books once again at page 586. Invite the congregation to rise for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol l'atei gedula l'yotzeh b'reishit shelo asanu k'goyei ha'aratzot ve'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem ve'gor aleinu kechol hamonam ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. We remember the holy martyrs of every age of Jewish memory, from the Crusades to the Inquisition, from the English expulsion to the Russian pogroms, from the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem to the destruction of communities in the Holocaust. Those who have given their lives to the defense of our country and the defense of the state of Israel. As we remember them all, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. The Shabbat, we remember the Yortzites of our congregants' loved ones, whom we commemorated over this past week. Philip Allman, Evelyn Binnick, Jack Brenner, Jerome Berkins, Betty D., Eileen Greenhouse Gennett, Elsie Goldhaber, Bernard Robert Gordon, Jackson A. Gould, Anna Halperin, Esther C. Harris, Bernice Israelson, Betty Cantor, Anna Kastenbaum, Stanley Corman, Henry Matrani, Catherine E. Murphy, Max Piken, Beryl Rochelson, Sarita Rosenwald, Jacob Rubenstein, Marcia Saferstein, Lawrence Simon, Inga Steinitz de Wolnowitz, Ben Wisner, Joan Zweifler, and all those who are listed below, who are remembered on our memorial walls here in the sanctuary. We join together for Kaddish Yatom, Mourner's Kaddish, page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach rute v'yamlich malchute, b'chaye echon uvyom echon u'b'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uvizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam olomeh omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudashah, Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, da milan be'alma v'imru. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Oseh shalom b'mromav, u'ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved. As together we say, Amen. May be seated. Once again, want to wish all of you a Shabbat Shalom. Say thank you to Sage Cantor for serving as our greeter this evening. Thank you to all of our service sponsors, to the Erdbergs, whose son Lucas will become a bar mitzvah tomorrow morning. We want to say thank you to Stephanie and Henry Hirsch in honor of Henry's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Henry. All right. For all that you do for our synagogue. And Stephanie, for all that you put up with him doing at our synagogue. There we go. To Ronnie and Michael Zindorf, happy anniversary. Leslie Arias, in memory of her mother, Betty D. The Finch and the Fresco families, in memory of Sarita Rosenwald. Sandy and Don Goodman, in memory of Don's stepfather, Philip Allman. Jane Hiller, Nancy Simon, in memory of their brother, Lawrence Simon. Stuart Israelson, in memory of his mother, Bernice. Barbara Silverman, in memory of her mother, Elsie Goldhaber, and her mother's best friend, Joan Turnoff's mother, Evelyn Binnick. And of course, Ginny Wolnowitz and Julian, loving memory of her mother and Julian's grandmother, Inga Steinitz de Wolnowitz. Thank you all for sponsoring. We really appreciate it. I am going to point you to the program, and I'm going to point you right to the middle of the right-hand side. Okay? We, as American Jews, do not vote in Israeli elections. All right? We leave that to the citizens of Israel. That does not mean that we do not, as a Jewish people, have a responsibility, right, to play a role in the future of the Jewish people and the future of the Jewish people in the state of Israel. The way that we can do that, right, is to vote in the World Zionist Congress elections. Right, the World Zionist Congress elections happen, I think, every five years. I should know that. And right, just like the Knesset, right, the majority votes get parceled out according to the percentages. Right? It is crucial for us as American Jews, right, to support the slate number 3, which is the Reform Movement slate. The slate number 3 ensures that Israel is a vital democracy, right? That we as Reformed Jews are given the same rights, right, as other Jews in Israel, right? That the government supports our institutions, right, in the way they support other institutions, other religious institutions around the country. Okay? It takes 5 minutes maximum, okay? And it takes $5. Right? This is $5 worth your time and energy. If you go to literally www.voteforreform.org, okay, you click on it, it takes you, I'm telling you, it will take you less than 5 minutes. Okay, please, we are asking you to do this soon. We have a few weeks of this election, but we want to make sure that our voice is heard. If our voice isn't heard, our brothers and sisters in Israel will continue to have to deal with I'm going to say it, with a chief rabbinate that does not support Reform Judaism. So we need that help there. In more practical ways, you can help others we have our blood drive on Sunday, March 30th, and Elliot Citron, the son of Meriton Ellen Halem, is in need of a kidney. And if you are in a position or might even consider doing that, the information is... Okay. It's not here, but it's on the slides, and you can call me, all right? I will be happy to pass along that information. Our Parenting with Pride program continues Monday, March 31st. We hope if this affects you that you will join. Please call Susan Warwick. She has the special. It's not on the regular Zoom. Our Hope and Healing, the final of our 3-part series on hope and healing and grieving is happening April 3rd, and that's at Beth Torah Benny Rock campus. And then finally, I would please tell Cantor tomorrow when you see him that I announced the annual Cantor Irving Schulke Spring Music Festival, April 6th. Come, I'm telling you, 613 Jewish a cappella group. They are crazy good, and you will have a great time. We hope you will consider becoming a patron of that, but even just to buy a ticket and come and join us. It's open to the community, so bring friends. That brings us to Pesach. If you don't have a place on second night Seder, please join us right in the social hall. It's always a fun thing. And as you are preparing for Pesach, if you look at the list, which I do believe is right there in the lower left-hand corner, you will see a list of things that we are collecting here at Temple Sinai to be brought over to the Kosher Food Bank. An extra can of tuna, I hope, will not break your bank, but it will make someone else a little bit happier. And if you can pick out a number of things, we're even more grateful. I think that takes, forgot, stick all the way in your calendar, April 27th, our community Yom HaShoah celebration, commemoration at Temple Emmanuel. I think that takes care of it. We are going to conclude with the singing of Adon Olam, page, oh man. Okay, hang on, I have to go back to my book. 625. 625. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, Terem Ko Yetzir Nivra, Ve'et Nasa Bechepso Kol, Asai Melech Shemo Nikra, Asai Melech Shemo Nikra, Ve'acharei Kichot HaKol, Ve'vado Yimloch Nora, Ve'hu Haya, Ve'hu Hoveh, Ve'hu Yeh B'tifara, Ve'hu Yeh B'tifara, Ve'hu Echad Ve'ein Sheni, Ve'hamshilo Ve'hapira, Ve'li Reshit, Ve'li Tachlit, Ve'lo Ha'oz, Ve'ha'isra, Ve'lo Ha'oz, Always like to say thank you to Marcelo for playing when I am on my own. He makes me sound that much better. We're going to invite everybody to come join us a little bit closer for Kiddush and Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotam v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon inchilanu Zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit
Kiyut tehila lemikra ekodem lemitzion Mitzrayim
Kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. Now you can take it off.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lehem min haaretz.
Shabbat Shalom.
So much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I lived in Villa Dorada for 32 years and I moved 2 years ago. 2 years ago you still, what building? Okay, I was building now. I'll have to tell you. So